Welcome, Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast is in the building with finals coverage for you. Game 1, Boston Celtics versus Dallas Mavericks. And for the most part of the game, it wasn't really a contest. Boston took commanding control of the lead by the time the first quarter was over and really never looked back. In the third quarter, Dallas tried to make it interesting. They cut it to like 9, I think. I think they got it right underneath 10 points. And then as soon as they did that, Boston put the foot back on the gas and it was over. It was the worst first half performance by any team so far. It was the biggest margin of a biggest lead, I guess. I don't say margin of victory, but biggest lead by any team going into the second quarter. And me personally, I kind of predicted Boston was going to do this. Honestly, I think Boston going to win a series. I think they're a better team, they're a deeper team, and the bull Porzingis couldn't miss. That was a huge X factor as the game started. Porzingis could not miss. He was on fire. Ended, I think, with 18 or 20 or something like that. But at one point, he only missed like 2 shots out of like 10 or something. He was balling. Porzingis was balling. He was shooting up threes. He was throwing. He did. The thing about Porzingis that game I liked about him, it wasn't just him scoring. First of all, he scored from every facet on the floor. He scored from in the paint. He scored from mid-range. He scored from three. Yeah. But he was playing defense. Like, he was throwing shots at the rim. Like, not just somebody trying to drive when he was throwing dunks continuously throughout the game. He ain't played no games, bro. What's up, DB Sports? Dexter Lewis, what's going on, y'all? I see you got the the little 4-leaf clover, the little 3-leaf clover, whatever it is up there. But yeah, it was Boston night. They couldn't miss. Luka tried a little bit. Kyrie tried. I'm gonna get into Luka a little bit too, because me and Tim been having this debate about his great white hype, Luka. And he a baller, but I get to my point. Go ahead, Tim. Speak your piece on the game, and then I'll tell you why this boy ain't who Tim says he is.
All right. First of all, shout out to everybody. What's up, Dexter Lewis? Who else is on there? Abdul. Appreciate you.
Chris Hatcher.
Man, this game was actually a lot closer than it probably should have.
Think so?
It was no. Here's the thing. Boston was balling. I'm not taking nothing away from Boston. Boston came out. They was on fire. They hit their threes. I think they hit like 16 3-pointers. They was hitting. They was clutch. Everybody was hitting. I saw Al Horford hit a couple. Jaylen Brown hit 2 or 3. So they was hitting their 3-pointers. We all can understand that. And they was playing very good defense. But that third quarter, actually the end of the second quarter, I said something. I said this something to y'all in our group text. I said that saved by Kyrie Irving. That sparked them a little bit. And so they was able to cut the lead to like the teens going to 17 going into the second half. And then the second half, that third quarter, they was balling. They was having a good thing. They cut the game to 8. And soon they got to 8, the referees start blowing garbage behind whistles. They set the tone. They put their thumb on that. They put the thumb on the scale. First they call a walk. They called the walk. I forget the person they called the walk on. Then they called the walk on Jaylen. No, they called the walk on the young boy, the tall boy, Lively. Then they called another call on
Kyrie.
On Kyrie Irving.
That walk, Kyrie, was a complete walk, bro. I mean, he didn't drag his pivot foot. He literally lifted it and moved.
You gotta call that on everybody. You gotta call that on everybody. You gotta call it. Come on.
It's a travel.
There wasn't no travel. You don't call that play. You don't make that go. They totally turned the game around. They totally turned the game around. They cut it to 8. That crowd was out of it.
They didn't have enough gas in the tank. They didn't have enough gas. They got a 29-point hole.
They got it to 8.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what the difference of the game was. Luka scored he had 30 and 10. You realize most of his points came when it was down like 20? When they got when Boston started to run, Luka didn't score anything. When they came back and got first of all, whatchamacallit was the one. Kyrie actually hit a lot of huge buckets to actually bring them back in within 11. As soon as they got within striking distance, Luka disappeared again. He starts chucking up threes and missed threes. Yes, he did. He disappeared. He scored. I guarantee you his 30 points. I guarantee you 20 of them was in garbage time. I can guarantee you that.
It was not garbage. He helped bring the team back.
He scored, when they cut the lead that down, it was Kyrie and the other boy got the M1 too. What's his name? Not Robinson. Hold on, I'm gonna pull his name up right now. Washington, PJ Washington. He had actually ended with 14 points. He got an M1 play that actually started getting them back down in the game, him and Kyrie. Luka scored a lot of garbage time points, and when the game got close and he had to start doing something, he didn't. He folded. Luka only had one assist the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's just one game, so I'm not worried about it. They are going to come back and win game 2 on Sunday.
One assist the whole game. Luka's good. I'm not hating on Luka, but when you let the players play. When you because Tim was on here trying to tell me. Let me tell y'all this little back behind this conversation. He was trying to tell me, Ethan.
Don't act like this is new Luka hate. You always hate Luka.
He was trying to tell me and Ethan that Luka was just as good as LeBron James. That's what he tried to tell me. He told me he's better than Curry, and he's just as good as LeBron James at their prime. Not talking now. At their pinnacle. This is what this dude tried to tell me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to show you that he's not. It's levels to this. He's not on neither one of their levels. Luka's a great player, and he possibly could get there, but he's not there. And it's games like this that show me when your team starts getting waxed like that, your star has to step up and be like, no, this ain't happening. We ain't going down. This is historic. I'm sorry.
30. He had 30 and 10 tonight.
And probably 3 of them was effective points. Honestly, maybe I give you 8 of the points was actually effective points that could have really turned the game. They lost by 25, so we're not going to sit here and act like what they lost by 10. But it ended up being 19. What's that? 17 points or something like that. 19 points. They end up losing by 89. What is it? 18 points. 89 to 107. So don't act like it was some close, hard-fought battle, and Luka was dropping 30 and doing this and doing it. He's a good player, but I'm noticing and for 2, he was getting destroyed by Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown had his way with Luka. I mean, in every way, he had his way with him. Defensively, all Luka kept trying to do was just reach behind and just get cheap steals. That's all he tried to do. He don't play no real defense. He tried to get cheap little poke away steals, so it looks like he plays the imagery of playing defense, but he's not really playing defense. And this is one of the reasons why they got waxed. So, that's what it is. Kyrie only had 12 points tonight. Yikes. 6 for 19. Good gracious. 0 for 5. Luka was, and that's another thing I told y'all. Luka should track. He chucks up too many threes. Luka was 4 for 12 for 3. Way too many threes, bro.
Listen, he's in the NBA Finals game 1. Whatever he's doing, he's been doing. He's good. Whatever he did, he got to the NBA Finals. We're not going to sit there and just because he lost one game, now it's time to kill Luka. Luka been balling this whole playoffs.
No, but I told you about his game. I told you who he was, and you wasn't listening. Now you're going to see firsthand who he really is. If he rises to the occasion, and they start winning and not garbage time points, then you'll have a leg to stand on. But right now, ain't looking good for your boy, bro. Go ahead, Ethan. What's your thoughts?
Boston made a little statement game. I was trying to see what Porzingis.
I agree, man. I made money. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But listen, Porzingis came up huge in that first half. Or was the second quarter maybe? Porzingis half. I was trying to get the stats, but I don't like. I mean, I guess you live with what you with. You still win the game, so you live with it as far as keeping. Don't double Luke off the trap. He goes to the pick and roll. He gets the guard off of him. He gets the big. He get out Horford and the big guys on him. He go to work. I don't know why you'll never double on that. You'll never try to get the ball out of his hands. Why do you continue to let him work one-on-one? Boggles my mind sometimes. I don't understand it. What's the worst that could happen? Somebody else can to win the game for you, or you can have Luka hit a 3 on you, or Luka win the game and Luka get an assist. I don't know why they don't concentrate on getting his ball out of his hands more, because you see how dangerous he is with the ball in his hands. But it was was it a statement win? I don't know. It's only one game. Still got to win 3 more. It still goes back to Dallas. Like they said, the finals don't start until the home team loses a game. But Dallas did try to fight back in there. They did try to fight back in the game, so I do gotta give them credit for that. Yeah, Luka had 30.
Yeah, I agree. He said he chucked up 26 shots. He better have 30. Joseph Alcindor, I agree. He said there's no way to hide Luka and Kyrie for 48 minutes. Everybody on Boston can shoot. Their top 6 can all drive and post. Mavs don't have enough depth. I agree with that. That was one of my reasons, at least depth-wise and shooting-wise, that I said I think Boston will win the series. They could shoot good. Everybody could shoot. That's what I was telling Tim. I said, I told Tim this, I think, a month ago when I was saying why Boston, I think, was going to end up in the finals because everybody could shoot. They got to shoot. Horford could shoot. Derek White could shoot. Tatum could shoot when he get on. Jaylen Brown could shoot. Holiday, even though he a bit streaky, he could shoot. They bring the white boy Pritchard in. He could shoot. And the other white boy they got, he can shoot. Everybody can shoot. Everybody can shoot. And they don't miss. If you leave them jokers open, they not going to miss, bro. They not going to miss. So
I think we understand that, though. That's the one thing about Boston. They've been a favorite to win the title all year long. But Dallas got hot at the right time, and I still think that they have a shot to win the series.
And Porzingis can shoot. I ain't say that. Go ahead.
And the bull Porzingis, I mean, not to play in 38 games and come in and perform the way he did. I mean, he was balling. He was hitting everything. He was pretty dangerous. But the boy did right.
How do you think Dallas can win the game though? And where do you see?
Because Kyrie to me didn't show up at all. Like he struggled today as far as shooting. You didn't get that 30s like that closeout game that they did against the Mavs, the T-Wolves last week. They both ended with 36 points, and they had a lot of bench help.
You're not going to get that.
Yeah, Boston, but Tatum didn't play well.
Boston, my thing is, it's hard for Kyrie to score because Boston got too many defenders and they all long. It's hard to score over Tatum. You got to drive past Tatum or Jaylen Brown or Drew Holiday, and then you run into Porzingis and Horford at the rim. or Derek White, who leads the league as blocks for guards. So you got Kyrie was shooting. See the one layup he made? He shot above 3. It was like 3 people.
They loaded. He'll figure it out, though.
What I did like what they was doing on the offense, Boston, you got to keep hunting Luka Doncic. You have to keep hunting him on defense. Keep putting him into action. Keep making him guard. You have to.
And on the flip side, they got to keep hunting. And on the flip side, the way they came back, Dallas, was they was hunting Al Horford.
But why don't you trap? This is what I'm saying. They trapped one time, strip Luka. Why do you keep letting him do the same thing over and over again? He don't want to. He wants to get the guard off of him, so he's going to get the big on him, and he's going to take advantage.
But they all did that.
He's been doing that all playoffs. All playoffs.
Because he's that good.
No, that's just he's that good, or that's just how they. That's the position they intentionally put him in to put him against a big man. What are you talking? I mean, that's what you try to do for everybody. They try to do that for Curry. They try to do that for most dudes who would handle in the starting team. They try to put you against a mismatch so you could drive past the big man or pull up and shoot over top of him. So I think
smart coaching.
See, I think what a lot of teams' defensive strategy is most team Luka. You gotta remember, Luka don't shoot historically a good 3-pointer. What's up, UI Scotty? So I think most teams, and even tonight, they took the option that Luka was going to shoot bad from 3, and he shot 4 for 12. He shot 33%, which I would take. Most of us would take any given night Luka shooting, jacking up 12 threes and hitting 4 of them. You taking that. And most of them that he made was all in garbage time. When the game was in the close clutches of the game, he came up small. He ain't hitting no big shots. When the game was close,
he did help cut that lead to under 10. Though.
He had like 2 baskets, I think, in that whole process.
And he don't give us respect.
PJ Washington, I'm telling you who scored the points in that joint. It was Kyrie had a couple buckets, PJ Washington, and the Bull Gafford. 12 points. I'm talking about in that comeback. He was shooting. Kyrie was trying to shoot. Most of the shots when they were trying to rally or trying to stop the Boston explosion? It was Kyrie. Luka barely even shot the ball. I'm telling you, Luka was playing for a better stat line. He was actually, bro. Listen, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. He had a couple shots. He had a couple shots he actually should have took, but I think he thought he was going to miss, so he passed it at the last minute. I'm telling you right now, Luka had some shots. He was about 10 feet out, and he was on the way down. I know he felt he was going to miss when Jaylen and Tatum were sticking him, so he passed it real fast and then tried to get it back. He was doing a lot of stuff where he was trying to play for a better stat line, and you ain't going to win like that. This is why they got spanked. He barely took a shot when Boston exploded for a 20 to something, not the 20 to like 3 run. He barely took a shot. You, as a superstar, bro, you can't do that. There's no excuses. You would go. The thing about it is, if this was Curry, if this was LeBron, if this was KD, we would be having venom and vitriol for the way he let his team get spanked this game. But all of a sudden, he letting them off the hook. Letting them off the hook now.
First of all, just game one. Regardless of whether they won by 1 point or 30 points, this is one game, and they had home court advantage. So
every game is huge. Every game is huge.
It's huge. But I'm just saying they've been down every series that they've been playing in the playoffs so far. So I'm not worried. I do believe they can still win. They've been falling asleep in a couple of games.
Do you think Kyrie struggles this series?
I think he does.
Because they not winning without Kyrie helping. Who else do you have to go to if Kyrie's struggling?
I think he's going to have a better game next game, but I don't think he's going to have no 36, 40-point performance. I don't see that happening in this game. Boston got too many defenders. And part of Kyrie's game is finishing at the rim with the right or left hand. And you got Porzingis at the rim. You got Horford at the rim. You got Tatum, Brown, Derek White. You got too many good defenders. I don't see that happening for him. I don't.
Listen, what I tell y'all, are we ready to say, I said this before I got killed for it, Jason Tatum is not a superstar? Are we ready to say that? Is he even the best player on Boston?
No, that's Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown is probably the best, most consistent player that they have, and most efficient scorer.
It's something missing with Tatum. If you want to talk, like, I don't think that he could lead his team without help. Like, he needs significant help. Like, he's a good player, very good player. And I thought more of him, but the more that I see him play in the playoffs, I'm seeing that he needs help.
I told y'all this like 2-3 years ago that Jaylen Brown was probably the better player out of the two of them. We had this argument, we had this discussion.
I was the only one that was liking Jaylen Brown like that.
No, Ethan. I know Ethan. I'm not saying you didn't say that, but Ethan said that too. He also said that. I mean, listen,
he is Alcindor. He is, but they tried to make Jason Tatum the face of the league a couple years ago. They tried to put him in superstar status, and I told y'all, slow down. He's not there yet. He couldn't even get. Tonight, I didn't like. He couldn't really even get past Luka on the switch.
I was kind of surprised by it.
You got to go to work. You got to go to work. Luka forcing you to take step back threes? No.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that too. I agree with that. I mean, yeah, man, money. That's why he said that's why they pay him the big money. Jaylen do got the biggest contract on the team, so
that's till the end of the summer. Tatum about to get
it's Tatum's turn.
He got 320.
I mean, is Tatum deserving it more than Jaylen Brown at this point? I mean, let's keep it a big. I like Tatum. Tatum, I was optimistic that he was going to be next up. He's clearly not. He is who he is right now. He's not really going to get any better. Like, what you see of him is pretty much what you're going to see throughout his career until he starts to decline. So if they win a championship, all right, you got to keep them together. But 300 for Tatum and Brown,
yeah,
that's a lot of money, dog.
It is.
That's a team killer.
But
that's
a roster. And you still got to pay. What about Porzingis? Porzingis, is he getting another deal?
Yeah.
That's a roster killer.
When he plays, he's really good for that team.
Al Horford should be cool. He got his money from the Sixers already, so he paid.
I think that money is over though. He's on a new deal.
He still got paid. He still can come take less money because he got his $100 million deal already.
Who's that?
Al Horford.
But they just gave $100 million to Drew Holiday over a couple months ago. So what's the problem is next year Derek White is going to be a free agent, and that's going to be he's going to He's going to get like 150. He's going to come in about 150 million.
They said Porzingis got a 3-year extension after the trade last summer. I actually think Al Horford might retire after this too. If they win a championship this year, which I think they will, I think Al Horford retire.
That's a shame. And B can never beat that man. 38 years old.
Listen, bro. Al Horford is a very solid all-around basketball player. He could shoot, he could rebound, he could pass, and he could defend. Even against Luka, he wasn't getting all spun like a top. Like you seen Kristaps Porzingis get his head twisted back by Luka a couple times. And when Luka tried to do that dumb stuff with Horford, what the Horford do? Get that out of here.
That happened one time, and then Luka figured it out, and Luka was getting him.
Huh? Luka, listen, he wasn't completely leaving like he was, like he did with Rudy Gobert, like he did with Porzingis. You're not doing that consistently to Al Horford like that. Now, is he? He's younger. He's a little bit quicker, so he's going to get some stuff off on him. But Al Horford is a very solid basketball player.
I know you tell, and B know that. We all know that.
Real quick though, as far as he said, this Joseph Alcindor said there's like 5 guys with larger, bigger contracts than Brown at this point. They're not. Jaylen Brown has the biggest contract by total money. He has the biggest, 300.
Yeah, who's this? Who are the 5? Name the 5 guys. Because we wrong, we're wrong.
No, Jaylen Brown is the highest. Total money, 304 is the highest. Remember, what's his name just signed for 200 and something? Halliburton. Then Halliburton signed for 2 something.
Yeah.
Maxey about to get 2 something. Jalen's total was 3 something is the biggest.
Because then when you make the first or second or third All NBA, you automatically get like a $25 million bump. And
the best player in the league is still LeBron. Abdul.
That is not true.
Who's better?
That's not true. LeBron can't even play defense no more.
Who's the best player in the league? Tim.
Luka. The best player in the league is Jaylen. To me, got to be Luka Doncic.
Well, the MVP was
I think
Joker.
the best player in the league is still Joker. If you want to say the best all-around player in the league, I'm gonna still have to say Joker. He got a championship. He got I don't count MVPs, but he got the hardware and he has the stats to prove it that he's probably the best player in the NBA all around. I still think Curry's in the top 5. Luka's in the top 5.
Luka's the best player in the NBA right now.
I think he should have won MVP. I think it's a good claim that Luka could have won MVP, but I'm not taking Luka over. If I had the option to take Luka or Joker, I'm taking Joker.
Embiid ain't even in my top 5. Embiid might not even be in my top 10. Tell you the truth, the way I'm feeling about Joel right now.
I'm looking at Luka's stats. He averaged 33.9. That's pretty much 34 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists.
We went over this
48%.
And look at Joker's stats.
It ain't this. It ain't this.
Look at Joker's stats.
I'm busy.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think Joker like 20 something.
He like 26. Yeah, he like 26, 12, and like 9 or 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah.
So that's less.
And he got efficiency and he wins and he got a championship under his belt.
No, we're talking about right now the best player in the league.
Yes, I'm still taking Joker over Luka.
I mean, he's 26 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists.
That's crazy.
That's
and
not.
And what's his field goal percentage? And what's his field goal percentage?
I mean,
like
he shoots 58%.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
Stop. This bullshit is 60% from the field, giving you 26, 12, and 9. Come on, man.
I'm still taking Luka.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I'm not mad at you. I'm not saying Luka is some trash ball, but the best player in the league right now, if you ask me, is the Joker.
The Celtics might have the best team in the league, though. They really have no legitimate. This is our man. So when it's crunch time, who's taking the shot? Do they draw? But do the coach look at who's hot?
Tatum wants to take it, but Jaylen Brown should take it. That's my opinion.
I got mad when they started getting away from Jaylen Brown getting Luka in the pick and roll, and they started doing Tatum. It seemed like they try to appease everybody on the team sometimes. You can get in trouble with that, though. You get in trouble trying to do that. It has to be a point where your alpha male has to step up. And I don't know if that alpha male really presented themselves on that team. I think Tatum takes the role a little more. I don't want to use the word serious than Jaylen Brown, but he wears it on his sleeve more than Jaylen Brown. He's out front more than Jaylen Brown as far as being an alpha male.
He advocates for it where Brown just do his thing. Like Tatum do the whole texting Kobe stuff, and
I said Tatum want to be Kobe. So
yeah, like I'm into the Black Mamba Academy. Like I was under his tutelage, so I'm baby Kobe. Like he advocates to be that guy. Yeah. But in all honesty, Brown's the best. Brown's the best all around basketball player in that team.
I agree.
And he's a very efficient scorer, by the way. Extremely efficient.
He just got to work on his free throws.
Yeah, he missed 3 of them a day. And like
that's kind of weird because he's normally better than that with free throws.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He missed a lot of free throws. If you watch,
he's not a great free throw shooter. I was shocked.
What's his career average? Because I looked at a couple playoff stats, a couple playoff runs of his. He was almost in a 50, 40, 90 club.
I've seen him miss I've seen a lot of games where he's been 50, 73%, 90 club.
Let me I'm gonna tell you about Jaylen Brown. He spell his name different, don't he? How you spell his name?
Jaylen.
All right, Jaylen Brown. All right, let's see. Free throw percentage, career-wise, he's shooting 72%. Yeah, I ain't good at all. That's some LeBron James type stuff. He goes a little better than that. I seen a playoff run where he shot like 86, 87% or something.
That's what I was trying to tell you. His free throws are suspect.
He definitely got to work on that.
He definitely got to. They said him in his left hand. His left hand is not as tight as he probably could be.
That is that's very suspect. In 2019 playoff run, 2018, 2019 playoff run, in 17 games he shot. That's the series I must have been looking at. He shot 84% free throw. He was on one that year. I don't know what happened throughout the I guess I don't know. He do got to get that together. Like LeBron, Brown never really got his free throws up where they should have been. I don't think LeBron ever shoot 80%. He was always hovering around like 75%.
76, yeah.
Yeah, that's not no good.
Go ahead. Overall, what you think? You think the Mavs can come back?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Boston gonna win the series. I think Mavs could. I think it might be a 5-1 John. I'll be shocked if they go to 6. If they go to 6, I'll be shocked. Yeah, I think I say 5-1. I think it might be a gentleman's sweep. I just think I agree with Ethan. Boston don't have no real weaknesses to their team either. Like they could do everything that needs to be done to win the game. Somebody mentioned in the comment section, if Jaylen or Tatum is off, Porzingis could step up. Howdy could step up. Derek White could drop 25 on you. Porzingis, I say Porzingis already. You got him. It's a deep squad. It's a very deep squad. Very deep squad. And they all can shoot. They have the probably best all around shooting team in the NBA. That's why they won. They won almost 70 games. They won like 60. They won 65 games this year. But they not. I can't see Dallas beat them. I can't.
Here's the thing though, that if they're not hitting threes, because they about half their shots are 3-pointers. Probably a little bit more than
they're gonna be hitting threes. They're gonna be hitting them.
If they miss, if they have a night where they're not on, that's all Dallas need.
But that's where Jaylen Brown is very aggressive at the rim. Porzingis could score mid-range. Tatum needs to take more mid-range shots. For real. So, they are a 3-point shooting team, but they still can score. It's not like they can't score if they're not hitting threes. They can score inside if they're not hitting threes. Yes, they can. Al Horford can score down low. Tatum, Brown can score down low. Porzingis can score down low. They all can score down low.
Yeah, they could adapt. They could adapt to what they have to do to win the game. So they are the better team. Dallas might have the better player, but they just have the better team. They can't compete.
I can agree with that.
They're not going to be able to compete.
No, I see it going 7. Maybe I see it was 6, maybe 7. But I do like
you leaning towards 7?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't.
I don't know. I see 5 or 6.
I see 5 or 6 too.
Y'all taking one game and y'all not looking at what
I'm
Dallas
talking about Boston for the year. Did this?
But have you seen Dallas this playoff run? They've been hot. They've been the hottest team. They got down 2 games to nothing against Minnesota. Everybody thought that series was over. Everybody was congratulating him because crazy thing is Minnesota actually beat Boston twice this year. So that might have been more of a fair matchup if Minnesota actually got to the finals. But they came back. They came back on Minnesota. And
who they had? Who was playing when they see? I don't know. You be throwing these stats out like they beat them twice. I don't even know the context of that game.
Besides Porzingis, Boston been healthy all year long.
It still got me. It could have been a game that Brown and Tatum missed or something. I don't know.
No, they played.
Oh, here you go. Now you know for sure. Let me go back and look at it and see what happened. I guarantee.
I'm 95% sure that they both played.
It could have been. It could have been after a homestand. It could have been a back-to-back. It could have been. It could have been a whole bunch of different circumstances why they won.
They lost twice to Minnesota.
For the majority part of the season, Boston was spanking teams, and guess what? Tonight was no different.
Except
and I don't think Sunday was
except for one team, which was the T-Wolves. All right, but all right. So I think we covered that pretty much a solid.
Show low man said Boston and Minnesota split, Tim. So here you go with the false narratives. Now he said only team to beat Celtics twice was Denver.
Oh,
it wasn't.
Y'all should let me. Now I gotta Google. Now I gotta look it up.
Go ahead, Tim. What you about to jump into? We covered that game. What you about to jump into?
Caitlyn Clark and WNBA. We actually, let me tell you just a little background. We've been talking about this all week long. We actually tried to be the first to jump on it, but I tried to do a pie earlier this week, but
what happened?
From both decided that they didn't feel like doing it. But we won't talk about it now. Now we're 4 days late. But anyway,
talk to us.
What's your thoughts? Are the WNBA players are they jealous of Caitlyn Clark?
Yeah, they doing too much. I think they doing too much. We actually said this. Ephraim actually said this before weeks ago. Now I see it getting traction. That they should treat them like Bird and Mike, as far as Caitlyn and Angel.
Bird and Magic.
Bird and Magic. I'm sorry. As far like
yeah, silly. I mentioned that. Yeah, I mentioned that a couple weeks ago. I heard. I already getting traction. Yeah, I hear he's talking. He's saying it. So I know somebody jacking my talking points. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Everybody likes a storyline. But I do think they got to play Caitlyn Clark a little more like the Warriors play Steph Curry. Get her moving, get her off some screens. She do a lot of one-on-one action. She do a lot. They got her playing like Luka right now. I think she'd be better playing like Steph. As far as running all screens, getting her shots, getting her looks. So I think the coach got getting that a little bit. But this is good for. Listen, the women need to understand. They're gonna have to get out the way. This is good for basketball. This is good for WNBA. This is good for This is good to try to get the league some money. So these older players in the league, they're gonna get out the way. Let these new generation come in here and get this league some money, get the fame out there, so that the people coming underneath can get paid. So that's what
I gotta confirm this. I seen a video. You see these videos floating around on Instagram and TikTok. And a dude said that they polled a certain amount of people, and they asked them if you was at a job making, was it like $50,000, no, like $100,000 a year, but you knew that the people, your other employees was making like $150,000, $200,000 a year. Would you like that? Would you be okay with that? And they said the majority of people said no. So even though they're making good money, they still don't want nobody making more than them. This is very similar, I think, was happening with Caitlyn Clark. As much as I think some of it is the rookie process, like, y'all, you a rookie, you're going to get these rookie licks and all that kind of stuff like that, which is cool. But you can't tell me that this girl who got, how much is her Nike deal? Like $30 million? She got $30 million Nike deal?
She got 28, 30 million.
$30 million from Nike before she even stepped onto a WNBA court. You can't tell me that it's not some envy there. Remember, it was the same thing happened with LeBron. Remember how NBA players was hating on LeBron when he came in. He signed a $90 million Nike deal before he stepped foot in the NBA floor, and the same thing was happening to him. So this ain't no different. This ain't no different. It's hate there, but the difference is in this situation, this is the biggest press that they've gotten. So it's like, do you want to cut off your nose to spite your face and be overly aggressive with the hate, with the hacking her and all that kind of stuff like that? And her teammates not stepping up. I heard Matt Barnes talk about this in an interview. He talked about how he saw her teammates not stepping up when she getting hacked. She said he seen one of them kind of like chuckling in the background. Her coach ain't doing nothing. Her teammates ain't doing nothing. It's like, what is y'all doing? Like, this is the reason why anybody's watching these games is because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. But especially Caitlin Clark. She got more eyes on the TV than anybody right now. So it behooves y'all to play the game. I'm not saying give her nothing easy, to play the game, but don't go trying to hurt the girl neither. Like, you trying to clothesline her and do all this. You clothesline the Angel Reese, you body checking Caitlin Clark and all this other stuff. It's like y'all doing a little too much. Play the game hard, play it competitive. The game will tell you where you are. If she's good, she will succeed, she will excel. And let the chips fall where they may. But I definitely think there's some jealousy involved there. Somebody coming in getting that much money and they not even seeing no parts of that. You can't tell me. You cannot tell me there's not some envy there.
See, here's my thoughts. Is there jealousy? Yeah. But I got a chance to act because I'm not going to lie. I didn't watch the NBA, the WNBA like that. I think the last time I watched them, there wasn't even the WNBA. We had remember the Rage back in the day when we had another female team, women's team back in the day in Philly. But I just don't watch them. But I have been entertained by Angel Reese and LSU, and then coming over to the Sky and everything. My thoughts though are, if you actually watch clips out there, them studs just be beating up all the chicks. They've been doing this from day one. That's how they play. If you watch last year and all throughout the games, they are a physical team.
When you garbage, that's what you do though. When you don't.
But I'm just saying,
it is.
No, I got you.
That's how you play.
That's
like
how
Rick,
they play.
like Rick Mahorn, them bulls like that. That's how you play.
And Wayne down Bullhouse Road, whenever Wayne come back in, that's what he do. When you garbage, you throw elbows and stuff.
When Angel Reese, she got, did y'all see her get clotheslined the week before?
Yeah. I've seen it.
They for Caitlin Clark, that hip check, Angel Reese got hip check as well last week. Same thing happened. It literally happened the same exact way. They just all of a sudden they try to protect her, and I don't think it's fair. Treat everybody the same.
Hey Tim, stop playing with the layout.
Yeah, stop. Listen, I thought we were trying to do a professional podcast.
We tried. That's why we got to take the way to.
I think sometimes the screens, like if we had the screen like this, and then whoever's talking, they get the big.
How about we do a test?
I'm serious. I think that might be better. That way you get your opportunity. But I got a question for y'all. Question. I was watching a podcast, right? As a matter of fact, I was watching the Deshaun Jackson and Shady McCoy podcast, right? Did Shady McCoy break man code when he actually spoke on and said Dikembe Mutombo's girl or his side piece, knowing Dikembe Mutombo was a married man? Is that breaking man law? Should he have to do that man name out there like that?
There's a reason why Shady McCoy is on television right now, because they know he'll throw anybody under the bus. He's a snake. He's a slime ball. There's a reason why Acho picked him to be on his show. There's nothing good. As much as we like Shady as being a running back, if you actually go back and listen to Shady McCoy, he's a foul dude, man. He everything about him is foul. I don't like, as a person, I just don't like him. Even I seen him throw Jalen Hurts. Like, any chance he get to throw Jalen Hurts under the bus, he'll do it. He's just a slime ball.
He was going for name dropping.
I agree. Shady corny for that. You don't. That's goes back as old as time. You don't do nothing like that. That's corny. Like, what reason do you have to try to expose this man like that? Like, what benefit is to you, except for you to tell a story? This man, that's this man's life. You know what I mean? So,
It is.
Yeah, they call him Shady. Yeah, Shady. That's suspect. That's suspect. Yeah, that's corny. But back to this Caitlin Clark thing real fast though. Tim, I hear you though. It is a physical league and all that kind of stuff like that. But more than anything, I think Matt Barnes' comments show you just the envy that is coming her way when your teammates don't step up to defend you. That's corny. That's something's wrong with that. Like, I can see the other team taking shots at you, but when your coach and your teammates ain't stepping up to defend you, because your coach will be telling them, yo, if them big studs, them borderline man chicks is clotheslining you, take one of them out. Like, you ain't gonna mess our opportunity up. First of all, if Caitlyn Clark gets hurt, you know how far the viewership gonna dip if she ain't playing. Like, people watching because she playing. So if she happen to get a fat hurt knee or back and she missed,
but you gotta ask, how is she treating her teammates though? Because
I don't know. That's a good question. I was thinking they I don't know if it shouldn't matter if you're there with her yet on that level. She's on your team. So as far as if this supposed to be a team, you can't let nobody do that. Are they there with her yet on that level?
Because
I don't know. I'm trying to think about Jordan earlier games when he was getting beat up by Pistons and players like that. What was going on with his teammates?
All right. And let me ask you this: when a quarterback at the end of the year, what do he do for his offensive line?
He buy them gifts.
Or he take care of them.
He takes care of them. Every quarterback, regardless.
Did Jaylen Hurts do it?
Jaylen does it. Every quarterback do that. And know what Angel Reese did? Because Angel Reese is the only one that makes money on her team in Chicago. She went and bought all the girls. Like, I think all them got beats or something. Like, she hooked them all up. She said, whatever they want, I got you. So now they come to her defense. They love her because she got all those NIL deals and she got to deal with Reebok and everything. She takes care of them and they take care of her. I don't see, to me, if she was taking care of her teammates, Caitlyn Clark, they would be coming to her defense. I don't think she's taking care of them.
I hear that, but she's taking care of them by default.
It's no.
She honestly, think about it.
All right, before you make your point, we all married, right?
Yeah.
And you take it by default, you pretty much pay all the bills in the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what do your wife still want?
That's not the same.
But what does she still want?
I don't like that now.
Yeah, she still want flowers. She still want everything else. So you still got to grease the palm a little bit, regardless.
She want that me time too. You know, you got.
Yes, she still want that me time. Look at your eyes.
Sometimes you can't watch the playoff games because you got to spend time with your wife and stuff.
Exactly.
You know, that's why some people not here. We're not going, so put nobody's name out there. But see, I hear you, but at the same time, they're about to enter a pay scale that they've never seen before because of her. So it's still, at the end of the day, it's still like, yo, you gotta realize who is responsible for what's about to happen. You have two players who are primarily responsible for what's about to happen to y'all league. So regardless of whether she bought you gifts, she don't really like you, if she gets hurt, a lot of that goes away. Your TV revenue deals are going to start shrinking because right now you're at an all-time high. They talking about the numbers is quadruple what they were a year ago. The WNBA ratings is through the roof. So all this crying that all these women players did about fair pay and this, that, and the third, and profit sharing and all this other stuff like that, they about to get the biggest deal that time that next WNBA contract comes up. Now, instead of the NBA subsidizing the league, they being people call it the welfare league. Now they actually going to be holding their own weight. Or what's the phrase you used to hold it? But now they'll be holding their own weight. They'll be able to hold their own weight as they move on to a bigger, better product, and they got more viewership, more eyes on TV. And that is largely in part to Caitlyn Clark. So regardless of whether he's buying you gifts or not, she's still looking out for you and your family in the long run. So you still got to pay some type of homage. That's all I'm saying. Show respect.
I'm gonna say this though.
They're still women.
I'm gonna say this though. I give Caitlyn Clark a lot of credit, but I got into it because of the drama with her and Reese. That's why it would be nice for them to build on that. It's like a Bird and Jordan type thing. Bird and Jordan, Bird Magic, whatever you want to say. To build on that type of drama through the season to have them against each other. That's what got me watching. You know, when Angel Reese won and she did this in college, LSU, and everybody, next year the game was even bigger. So they gotta build on that, building them characters and feed that to the public. I think that's what people want to see.
Let's talk about main money before we end, because this is getting kind of late. I gotta get to bed. What you mean the league has always been marketable? What players do you think have been marketable? I don't think nobody ever been this marketable in the WNBA. It hasn't been that entertaining. The personalities ain't there. I guess the lineage or the resume isn't there from where Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese came from. They have viewership. This was a perfect storm for the WNBA.
The best player, because the best player in the WNBA is Asia Wilson. She is by far the best player, but she ain't getting none of that hype at all.
Is she marketable though?
It's not marketable to who?
Is she more marketable than Angel Reese
of Americans?
Not to who. All right, you gotta look at who supports the WNBA. It's not the support.
Listen, I don't care about. I'm gonna tell you right now. The average person, they know two names from the WNBA. They don't know Maya Moore. They don't know Asia Wilson. They know two names. You know what that is?
The two rookies.
Yes. And that's what you're trying to get at. You're trying to get at the vast majority of people who just waking up to the WNBA, and you trying to capture them. All the other people you name, and you could go down from Dawn Stanley to the chick who got locked up in Russia. You go down to all these Johns. The bottom line is they were not as marketable because these two women have come in there with a resume behind them. They came in there with a fan base from college, and they bring in the college fan base to the WNBA, including a couple other people like myself and the bull cousin in jail who was in the comment section. His uncle or his cousin is in jail watching Caitlyn Clark.
Me too. I've never been interested in WNBA. I'm watching highlights on ESPN. What they do.
So when you say they should let her win?
No, I'm saying the NBA should market those two players more than anything else. The WNBA. This is their goal. You should see Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese face plastered all over everything.
It's like, look at this, Tim. It's like what happened with the NBA, right? With Michael Jordan, right? What did Isaiah Thomas say? What did Isaiah Thomas say they did for Michael Jordan?
They changed the rules.
Yeah, so he could win because he was marketable. He's their star. That's why they're looking after Caitlyn Clark when she gets fouled. Don't be surprised if the rules start changing for her like they did for Mike. Don't be surprised.
I get that. And I do believe that's what they're going to do. It's just but I can understand what they're going to do. They're like, we're actually good players, we're skilled players, but we don't translate to the people who know her from Iowa. She got those Iowa fans following her, and then they selling out in New York and all over the cities that they're touring on. So I get that, but at the same time, as a player, I do understand that frustration as well. We've been balling for the last 4 or 5 years. In the off season, we got to go overseas to play because we're not making enough money in WNBA. So I get both sides. I do.
They didn't have. Listen, I go right. I understand the media wasn't holding them down. Nobody was marketable. Nobody was running to see these people like they running to see Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark. It is what it is. Just like you can say that about Dennis. You can say that about Isaiah Thomas and Isaiah Thomas and Larry Bird and Magic. The NBA started exploding when Michael Jordan came. It is what it is. They was good players, but they wasn't running to see them like they was running to see Mike. It just is what it is.
My only problem though is that little hip check that she got when she fell, when the whole media was like, "Oh, it's dirty," and then they made it seem like that girl, I think her Carpenter, like she was this crazy person. They trying to get her arrested. I'm like,
listen, you gotta admit, the one girl was so determined to guard her, she forgot she had another free throw. She shot and run over to Caitlyn Clark. They
don't want to see her get off. I get it.
Charlie M. People are running to see Angel Reese. Social media fan base. She got a huge fan base, bro. All these other people you name,
Reese got more followers on social media than Caitlyn Clark got.
Yeah,
I barely know these other people's names. Tarazi's the only one that you mentioned that I know. The other you mentioned somebody had here you go, Kelsey Plum. Kelsey got doing commercial with Giannis. When I thought it was. I don't remember no girl doing no commercial with Giannis. I know all Giannis commercials. But this, I guarantee you, if you seen Angel Reese in the commercial with Giannis, you would say, "Oh, the majority of people would say, oh, that's Angel Reese or Caitlyn Clark, or that's Caitlyn Clark." Like these are people now. Even a girl who had the 3-point contest against Curry, I didn't know who she was until she had the 3-point contest, and I still don't remember her name. Ethan thought it was Caitlyn Clark 6 weeks ago. Like every little white girl now, you think it's Caitlyn Clark because she got a ponytail, go run around and shoot the three. Nobody really knows these, so. Nobody was that interested or vested to know them. How many dudes you know in the barbershop was talking about WNBA? How many podcasts you think we talk? We've been doing the podcast for 4 years. We ain't never talk about the WNBA until now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
How many podcasts you think of people talking about the WNBA? How many barbershops you go in now and mention, yo, what you think about the John Angel Reese WNBA? You check Caitlyn Clark. I guarantee you can start up a conversation in the barbershop. A year ago, that would have never happened. But WNBA, I ain't watching that. It was some dude at my job I used to work with, and he would always try to talk. He was one of the 10,000 fans that they had. He would talk to me all the time about, oh man, I'm telling you, it's a good product. Blah, blah, this, that, and the third. I was like, yeah. Me and another dude was like, yeah, whatever. It was no interest there. Now it's interest. Now you got that.
I still don't think, in my opinion, I don't think it's a great product because of what I like to see. Right now, you take the same players who play the same way, but they just have a name to them. People know now. So now it's a good product. I mean, I think they still playing the same way they've been playing, but it's just that now you have marketable players that people will watch.
See,
they still run around the court and shoot layups.
Hey, go right. See, that's what I'm talking about, though. You're talking about people with a specific group of people. That's not going to move the needle. You need a broad majority of people. You know who watched the NBA? Everybody. You could it's somebody right now in the Poppy store with a dot on his head who got a Sixers hat or a Boston Celtics hat. Everybody watches this. You got to have a broad fan base, not just a particular group of people whose daughters play high school basketball, and now you follow WNBA because your daughter plays high school basketball. You know how many? You know the percentage of girls who play high school basketball is very small. It's growing now, but it's been very small. So now you finally getting people to look and say, "Oh, this is something." Okay, I hear these names. Let me see what they do. And the one thing about Caitlyn Clark to me that separates her from everybody else, she's actually one of the very few girls who plays like a god. She moves like a man, and that to me makes her impressive because the way she moves is very fluid. It's not. Most of the girls to me run a little bit awkwardly. Yeah, I guess that's the word I'm looking for.
Like a girl. Yes.
Caitlyn Clark moves very athletic. That was the first thing I noticed as soon as I seen her playing, and it made me keep wanting to watch her. And I had me and my daughter was sitting there, and wife was sitting there watching the couch when she played the tournament games we was watching.
Have you seen the baby pictures?
That's the next question.
Okay. So it go right. I got it. So who was the? Somebody tell me the name of the girl that was shooting threes with Steph Curry. Was they marketing her? I see commercials here and there of these WNBA women. They are trying to market them. It's not grabbing the majority's attention.
What? Okay, go right. And I agree with Ethan. Why would you think the NBA, who's in the business to make money, is purposely trying not to market the WNBA? Like, well, why would you think that? Like, you got to make it make sense to me. They're in the league. They're not in the league for how long the WNBA been in existence for 20 years? Yeah. For the majority of part of they've been in existence, the NBA has been pretty much losing money on their product. So why? What would be the interest of the NBA to hold these women back? And the whole because it's not like we don't have women athlete stars who get paid like Serena, like what was the other white girl tennis player name? I can't remember her name. You got a whole bunch of lady tennis players who play, and they make millions of dollars. So it's not like people aren't interested in watching women play sports. So why is it that the NBA will hold them back? That's all I'm asking.
I think it goes back to the two of them, her and Angel Reese, are marketable also because I mean, not to be smart, but the WNBA is like a stud league, and you have two girls who are actually heterosexual. So I think they kind of relate to the masses. That's another reason why people can get behind them. And then Caitlyn is actually an American player. There's not a lot of American basketball players, right? That's the top of their game. So that's also relatable.
Tennis is a look, but you know what else was wrong with the WNBA? The women weren't watching. It was only, and now you know what's making them more marketable. The men are watching.
That's fact.
We support men support sports more than women. It just is what it is.
That's true. That's about 50%.
But so the thing is,
that and so that man viewership, that man support. Men are the ones going to games.
Because yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Because the crazy part is the reason why the NBA is so profitable because women watch it. Women watch the NBA. Women know who Steph Curry is. They know who LeBron is. They know who Kevin Durant is. They know who Jordan is. Women watch the NBA more than they watch the WNBA. So that's the crazy part. I can guarantee you my wife has watched more NBA basketball than she's watched WNBA basketball. But now if I start watching it, she'll sit there and watch it with me. She'll check the girls out. She'll watch them hoop a little bit. But Ethan's right. Women weren't watching the sport. That's why it wasn't profitable like that. But now they're starting to get into it a little bit more, which is, cool with me. Like I said, I'm checking it out because I want to see what these girls got too. But they had a fan base. They had a storyline. The college did a good job of giving the NBA a golden goose. Now the NBA should not drop the ball. They got that golden egg. Now it's their time to capitalize on what they got.
And it's always good when you got a villain too. What you call is playing a villain, Angel Reese to Caitlyn Clark. So that's also is intriguing to the masses. So
yeah. I'm just saying, go wrap. We trying to have a conversation. It was no interest there for me when they've been putting on commercials for years for the WNBA, the playoffs. I turned to ESPN. You know what happened? When ESPN started showing girl highlights on WNBA, I turned. I'm being honest. I turned the TV. Now, if they start showing Angel Reese and I'm gonna tune in for a second. To be honest with you, I've never sat through a whole highlight of a WNBA unless I was at a restaurant and couldn't control the remote control. Yeah. If I could control the remote control, I was turning. I'm telling you now.
I sit there now, though. I sit there now and watch them.
No, I watch it.
I watch the highlights.
I won't watch a whole game, but I'll until I got something else to do. I'll listen. I'll watch it.
But we'll see. What was her name? Sabrina? Was that her? Sabrina?
Yeah, somebody said Sabrina. Sabrina was her name.
Yeah.
You might Sabrina do Caitlyn Clark next. You might have to do one with Caitlyn Clark next year.
How about it? But we're gonna be here all 7 games. Hold on.
Do the girls have an All-Star break?
They got a short season. What do they need an All-Star break for?
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I think it's only like how many games?
Girls have an All-Star break?
I don't know. I don't follow the league.
Candace actually had a chance. She was actually a little cutie. Candace Parker with and the other girl, Skylar Diggins or something.
Yeah, Leslie. I think Leslie too was there for a minute. The tall
one. Like she was actually kind of cute. I was tuning in a little bit a couple times to see her, but that kind of fizzled out because their games wasn't there either. That's the thing. Like they stepping their games up a little bit too. That's what's making them even more watchable. They actually stepping their games up. But it takes but everybody trying to hate. The NBA went through the same process. NBA actually probably took a longer time to become big than it's going to take the WNBA. NBA was around when the NBA come into inception, but was the two leagues at first, and they merged the two leagues. When they merged them in the 70s? In the 70s, I think they merged them, right?
Yeah, they got Dr. J came over from
the ABA and all that kind of stuff like that. But it took the NBA a long time to become the product it is now. Remember, they were showing finals games on tape delay. Would you have to watch like the next day or something like that? Like it wasn't even live. So it took a while for them to get here where the men's league is at. The women's league got to go through the same thing. And it took stars and marquee players to build it. It was Bird and Magic that saved the NBA because they were talking about the NBA was possibly about to go out of business. Bird and Magic comes and saved the NBA, and they realize, okay, this is the marketing strategy. We need names that people are attracted to. And then came Jordan, the biggest name of them all, and boom, here we go today. So that's what they need. Now the WNBA got Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese. They need to maximize on that. And then by the time they phase out, they're gonna get their Jordan.
So now they do have an all-star game. So they better promote that 3-point shooting contest with Caitlyn Clark then.
Yeah, I agree.
They're going to promote that. Because I watched that. I will actually watch that. I'll sit there and watch the WNBA 3-point contest to see what Caitlyn Clark do.
Yeah, I would too.
All right, y'all. Y'all give it a chance. Can y'all like the video?
Make money. These young girls are gonna come up hooping. They're gonna get their Jordan pretty soon. They got their Magic and Bird. Now they need their Jordan.
Kyrie can't have a game like he did tonight. So I'm looking forward to Sunday. He gonna ball.
Yeah, he got to play better than that.
Is that 8:00 Sunday game too?
Yeah, they all late games.
They all late night joints.
Yeah,
they might want to move that to like 8 at least. This is late.
You doing a show? Are you on vacation next week?
I'll do the Sunday one probably, but after that, I might be next 2 games or something. I might be dark for a minute.
No,
maybe Wayne could get out.
I'll be right by the beach, man.
This is the NBA Finals. Make it happen. All right, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We see you on our next podcast.